Good evening. We're at my terminal here in Greeley, Colorado. I just got off a 10-hour break. It's about, well, it's 9 o'clock my time. It's a little after 8 here. And we're about to head down to Garden City, Kansas. There's a loaded trailer sitting down there at our Garden City yard. Coming back up here to Windsor, Colorado, which I'll probably end up dropping here. I don't know yet. It's I don't know, a little over 700-mile round trip. It's a lot of 2 lanes, so do it in 11 hours. It's close. It's going to be close. I'll probably have to do a little creative logging to get down there and get back. Luckily, I just, of course, drop and hook, so I'm not going to spend any time, you know, loading or anything like that. Here we go. It's going to be a long night and day. But yesterday was a long night and day, so I'm used to it. That's our wash bay over there. If you ever go to JBS in Greeley, unless you wash your trailer out before you get here, you're probably going to come to our place. We wash out trailers for JBS. And then we bring them over to the JBS plant. We used to shag trailers over there. You know, we used to have yard trucks and stuff over there. But they sold all that off to someone else when I worked here before. For whatever reason, I guess they just didn't want to deal with it anymore. Waiting for this car to go by or pick up whatever it is. I know they were going that slow, but yeah, whatever. I don't have a problem driving at night. In fact, I kind of prefer it, you know. But that's one thing I like about Alaska in the wintertime is it's dark most of the time, especially once you get up to Fairbanks. Well, once you get up to Prudhoe, it's dark 24 hours, or Coldfoot. Fairbanks, it's dark most of the time. I think you get about an hour or 2 of daylight. Sound on the right side of this truck whenever I hit a bump or turn a certain way, and I for the life of me can't figure out what it is. I don't know if there's a bracket that's loose. I've checked and checked and checked. I don't know. I guess I just have to wait for it to reveal itself. And it may be nothing, but noises that I cannot pinpoint what they are drive me insane. I mean, it's just, I'm just really anal about that. If there's a noise somewhere, I've got to figure out where it comes from. This guy's coming. I know you can't see the guy, but there's someone to my left there. I was waiting on, but they're turning. So yeah, if there's a noise or a sound and I can't figure it out, it'll drive me insane. Until I do. And like I said, that sound may be nothing, but it's a new sound that I haven't heard before. And so it's bugging me. 5.5 hours down there, 5.5 hours back. So that's a solid 11 hours. See if I don't get delayed. Speak of the devil. I come up to lights like this, especially if I know I'm going to be short on time. I go on break. Well, I was going to go on break here, but I think it's about to change again already. Yeah. If it's a long light, I'll go on break. I know some people will say, you're not supposed to do that because you're not off duty technically, because you're in the truck and blah, blah, and whatever. Yeah. It'll be all right. Over here to the right, somebody's using it. See a bunch of garbage trucks in there. So I don't know if that's like the city or county, or if that's a private garbage collection company. I don't know. We got a lot more room where we're at now, because we not only we have a pretty good sized shop now. We not only work on our stuff, we work on other people's stuff. We work on other people's trailers, trucks. We're a shop that's open to the public. I went up to Windsor, which is 15 miles from Greeley. Did a drop and hook there. I had to stop in Denver this morning, get an estimate on some cosmetic damage on this truck at Kenworth. Then fight the freaking traffic, because Denver's just gotten ridiculously bad with traffic, because they haven't updated their freeway system. They've been working on I-70 for years, but it's still not wide enough going outside of town, like out through Aurora and all that. 270's a joke. 76 is a joke. Anyway, I get up to Windsor, drop and hook, get over here. I've been up since yesterday when I did the video leaving Enid, Oklahoma. I've been up since then. And I didn't sleep much in. I got maybe 3 hours sleep. So that whole thing was, I don't know, 700 and something miles altogether. By the time I got up to Windsor, got to Greeley, I think it was 700 miles. And I've run further than that, non-stop, basically. So it's not whining about that per se, but it was a long day. It wasn't just driving. So I get back to Greeley, I go into the office and I talk to our HR lady, ask her, need anything from me? No, we're good, whatever. So, okay, good, because I'm tired, I'm going to bed. Okay, yeah, no problem. And I know better. I say I know better. I have really no other place to go. I guess there's a Circle K down the road. I guess I could go park down there. Not that it matters, because my phone's still going to ring. And a lot of people say, why don't you turn your phone off? Because I have family members and I have things going on. I need people to be able to get a hold of me. So I don't turn my phone off. And of course, I'm just starting to go to sleep good, and it rings. And it's dispatch. Oh, hey, since you're going down the garden, I need you to take a couple of parts down there for the shop. Throw them in the back of the trailer. Yeah, okay. Let me get dressed. Oh, I thought maybe you were about to head out that way. I said, no, man. I got 13 minutes of drive time. Why would I be heading out? You know, how far am I going to get? I'm not even going to make it down here to I-7 or 76. You know, why in the hell would I be, heading out? And I didn't say that because our dispatch guy, he's a nice guy, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to bust on the dude. But he can look at my logs and see how much time I've got. It's not like he doesn't know. And for him to, oh, well, I didn't know if you were taking off or not. Why would I be taking off, dude? I started in Eden, Oklahoma. Drove over to Cactus, Texas. It's not like I made a direct route to Greeley. I went from Eden, Oklahoma over to Cactus, Texas. All 2-lane road, back road. It was fine, but I mean, you're not going to make the greatest time. Even in Texas where it's 75, even on the 2 lanes. Go over there, did a drop and hook. Luckily it was ready, didn't get held up. Speaking of that, and I'll get back to what I was talking about. When I got to JBS in Greeley, Cactus, I go to, I check in, I go drop my trailer, I go look for my loaded trailer, find it. I pull out and I see this Prime trailer, the company Prime, and it's leaning over to the right real bad. I'm like, dang, what did they do? Load everything to one side? And I didn't realize till I pulled up there what had happened. This guy had hooked up to his trailer, or thought he was hooked up to his trailer. Got as far as the checkout area there by the guard shack. And if anybody's ever been to the JBS in Cactus, it's double. You can get 2 trucks. It's a double exit. It's double entrance and a double exit. And I guess he lost his trailer right there. It came off his 5th wheel and kind of slid over to the right. I don't know if it damaged that right landing gear or what, but it slid off to the right and it was just barely hanging off the corner of the back of the truck. And I saw the guy sitting in the truck and I felt bad for the guy, man. But I asked the guard, and I said, what, did he lose his trailer? He said, man, I guess. He said, you're a driver. What do you think happened? I said, yeah, he wasn't hooked up good to his trailer. I said, but, he's lucky it happened here and not out on the highway, because that could have been really bad if it had happened out on the highway, And I know a lot of guys, the first thing they would have done, pull out their phone and start recording the guy, right? I mean, that's what they would have done. And I guess I could have done it. But I'm looking at the guy sitting in the cab of the truck. And I'm thinking, this poor guy probably feels like the worst human being in the world right now. Or the stupidest human being in the world right now. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something right now. I've been driving for over 30 years. I don't know of any driver who's been driving half as long as me who hasn't at one time either dropped the trailer or came real close to dropping the trailer. It's a lot easier to do than you think. And let me tell you why. You do a lot of dropping hooks like we do, and we do less now. When I worked here before, we did about, I'd say about 98% dropping hook. Now we do about, I think they figured it out, average a little over 80% dropping hook. We've got some new customers since I was here last. When you do that much dropping hook, you get yourself into a routine, right? You get out of the truck, take off the airlines, you dolly down the trailer legs. We've got the switch in here for the 5th wheel, so get back in the truck, flip the switch for the 5th wheel, pull out a little bit, drop your airbags, pull out all the way. And I'm sure I missed a step, but just off the top of my head. Somebody comes up and starts talking to you, or something catches your eye, or something like that, and it's real easy to miss one step. Really, when it becomes robotic, you think that makes it easier and safer. Like, oh yeah, you just got it down to a science, boom, boom, boom. Yes and no. Yes, because you got it down to a science, but no, because if you get distracted and you go back and you miss that step, that's it. You missed it. And I'll tell you what happened to me one time. I was down here in Holcomb, Kansas at the Tyson plant. And I was probably tired as well, but something happened and I missed a step. And I was dropping my empty trailer. And I totally forgot to crank up or to crank down the legs. And I went to pull out, and the second I went to pull out, it dawned on me. And the trailer came down on the frame of the truck. Now luckily it was empty. Didn't hurt anything. And I was able to get it cranked up enough to where I could get back under it a little bit and get it high enough where I could crank it up all the way. And I almost did it when I worked at Dow Tile years ago as well. Again, someone come up and started talking to me. And that time I caught it before I pulled out. I was about to pull out. And someone told me, wait a minute, something's not right. I missed something. And I got out and looked, and I'm like, holy crap, man, I almost drove right out from under this trailer. And I think that one was loaded with tile, ceramic tile, which was heavy. So it happens, right? I know a lot of these drivers like to think that they're perfect, but we all make mistakes. A lot of these guys like to point and laugh at other drivers when they do something stupid, but we all make mistakes. And there are a lot of things that you're going to do in this business that, just do this job long enough, and you're going to pull a knuckleheaded move. It's going to happen. Okay? I know you like to think, oh, I'm perfect, I'm safe, gold and all that, and whatever other crap they feed you in safety class. Bro, it's going to happen. You're going to be tired, or you're going to get distracted, or something. You're going to get in a hurry. Something. I guess my point of the whole story is, don't just point and laugh at somebody when you see them doing something that you perceive to be stupid. And it may be stupid. Because something, maybe not that exact thing is going to happen to you, but there's going to be something going to happen to you that's just as stupid. And you're going to realize it. Man, that was stupid. Because number one, we're all human. And number two, in this business, it's real easy to get distracted. Like I said, get tired, get in a hurry, etc., whatever. And when you do things step by step by step, you miss one step, that's it. When I leave a place, my mind's constantly going through every scenario I did. Did I do this? Did I do that? Did I do the proper check-in, check-out? Did I put in my, in our system that I left shipper, or left customer, or whatever? Did I do all that? It's, do I remember doing this? Do I remember tugging on the fifth wheel, or physically looking to see the jaws are closed? And if I can't remember doing something, I will stop and make sure. Because if not, it will bug me the whole time I'm going down the road. It will eat at me. Like a noise that I can't figure out what it is. It will eat at me. So again, I'm just saying, man, before you point and laugh at somebody, you know, and we all see these videos now, everybody's got to pull out their phone and start video, walking around, some poor guy sitting in his truck, he just had an accident in the truck stop, turned a little too short or something like that, clipped another truck, and he's sitting there, and he's already probably humiliated as it is, and here comes some fool with his camera, sticking it in his face. Hey, why'd you do that, driver? What are you, stupid or something? Number one, it's none of your business unless it was your truck that he hit. So stay the hell out of it. That's between him and the guy whose truck he hit. Number two, don't be a jerk. Because you're going to do something stupid in your life. Maybe even stupider than what he did. Look, I had a guy back up in a truck stop, bobtail. Didn't even have a trailer on. And he's backing into a parking spot in the truck stop next to me and hits my truck. Owner-operator guy. This was years ago at the Flying J in Ogden, Utah. Now you may think, how the hell do you hit somebody's truck backing into a parking spot and you don't even have a trailer? He wasn't paying attention. He made it right. He went down to and got a new bumper. I had a metal bumper on it. I had an old Freightliner Classic, and it had the metal bumper. And he went down there to Freightliner, bought another bumper, brought it back, and we replaced it. It happens. So I don't have video of it. I don't have a picture of it. You know, it's bad enough it's a loaded trailer. Obviously, it was coming out of JBS, which means they're probably going to have to get a tow truck out there, probably with a rotator on it, and put a strap around the front of the trailer, pick the trailer up. I don't know if the landing gear is damaged or not. As bad as it was leaning, you know, but I mean the landing gear was up, so chances are it's not. It was probably just leaning real bad because it was right on the corner of his trailer, or I mean of his truck. But they're gonna have to get a strap around it, pick it up, where he can pull his truck completely out and then get it straight and back under it. It's gonna cost Prime a lot of money. Because that tow truck's not going to come out there and do that cheap. And I don't even know if they have a tow truck in Cactus. They'll probably have to get one from Dumas or Amarillo. They'll probably have to get T. Miller out of Amarillo to come up there. Because you've got to have the right equipment. You can't just bring a regular generic tow truck up there. You've got to have something with a good boom on it, or like I say, a rotator to pick that trailer up. A truck big enough to be able to handle the weight picking that loaded trailer. It's probably got 44,000 pounds, you know, of product on it. And it's going to cost Prime a lot of money. And obviously, Prime's got the money. That's not the problem. But this guy's going to go down as an accident. And he may even lose his job. I don't know. I don't know what his record looked like before that. Let me tell you something. You hook a truck and trailer up right, you hook this fifth wheel kingpin system, you could damn near run a truck and trailer off a cliff and that trailer still be attached to that truck. But if you don't hook them up right, you know. The only time I know in 30 plus years of driving, and you guys may have heard something, but the only thing I've ever heard where a trailer came off a truck going down the highway And it wasn't the fault of the driver not hooking it up. It was, and this was early in my career. This was the early 90s. And I remember this guy telling me about it. And he worked for the same company I did. And he was going down the road and the bolts sheared off. The bolts holding the fifth wheel on the frame of the truck sheared off. And that trailer came off. And that's what he said. First thing I thought was, oh my God, I didn't hook the truck and trailer up right. And that's what the shop thought when he called him. And he's like, no. You know, when he got out and looked, you know, he saw that the fifth wheel was gone. He's like, no, the fifth wheel's gone. They're like, what do you mean? He said it's gone. And that's when they realized it was bad. The bolts were bad or something from the factory. And the bolts sheared completely off. Which it can happen. But 9 times out of 10, that trailer comes off that truck, it's because it wasn't hooked up. It happens. These are these little mistakes in human error that you're never going to completely eliminate, no matter how hard you try. And we all have our thing that we're terrified about, right? Like, I'm terrified about getting into a spot where I can't get out of. We've all done this too. You pull off into a place, you pull into the wrong gate or whatever. They got several entrances into a place and you can't get out of it. I saw a guy, there again, the Tyson plant in Holcomb, Kansas, because I used to go there so much. There was a Trans Am driver or something, I don't remember. There's the first gate you come to is employee parking. The second gate you come to is the reefer truck entrance. And then you go further down is the cattle truck entrance. He pulled in the first gate. And I pulled in the second gate, and I looked over to my right and I saw him back there. Now, it's a big parking lot. When it's on the weekend, when they have just a skeleton crew working, you could pull in there and probably turn around and get back out. But during the week, especially in the daytime, when they have a full crew working, that parking lot is packed. And he had a hard time getting out. Me and the guard watched him back there. There's nothing we could do about it. I think she said they sent another guard back there to help him. Because when I went to the guard shack, I saw him and said, you know, you got a truck back? She goes, yeah, I know. I know, he pulled in the wrong gate. And I think that's when she told me something about, we got a guard out there helping him get turned around. I'm sure the guy felt like a complete idiot. But it happens. And I've gone to places where you pull up to the place and you look in their driveway and he's like, this doesn't look like big enough for a truck. I'll pull off on the side of the road, or I'll block a lane of traffic if I have to. I'll hit my flashers and block. I don't care. I'll go in there and I'll say, hey, I'm trying to come in here and make a pickup or a delivery. Is this the way I can come in a truck? And yeah, you can come in. It looks tight, but you can get around, blah, blah, okay. Or no, you got to go around, make the block and come back the other side, okay. Whatever. I'm not going to just whip in there if it doesn't look right. Because I've had it happen to me. It happened. We've all made our little mistakes. And if you haven't, then you haven't been driving very long. And you will. And you'll feel like a total idiot. But chances are you're not a total idiot. you're a human. I went by the Walmart in Loveland, Colorado today. You go by the truck entrance, and it's clearly marked as a truck entrance. Then you go by the car entrance, and it says no trucks. Truck must use the west entrance, which you're already past that point. But you go down the other side of the warehouse, and there's a street, and it says truck turnaround. Because there are guys who are going to miss that, even though it's at a red light, and there's a big sign that says Walmart truck entrance. There's going to be guys that are going to miss that, right? They're going to get distracted. They're going to see a shiny object, you know, or something like that, and they're going to get distracted, and they're going to miss it. And then they're going to say, oh, I missed it. Oh, well, there's another. Oh, that's a car entrance. Well, I'm screwed. Well, no, there's a truck turnaround out there. For that reason. And it's marked with a city or county, you know, owned sign that says truck turnaround. Because it happens. And then what happened is they probably had guys, once they missed it, try to make a stupid U-turn on the street or something and cause even more chaos. So they said, you know what, let's just build a turnaround. You know, let's just put a turnaround down here. And hopefully they don't miss that sign as well. You know, say I missed the truck entrance sign, I missed the turnaround sign. At that point, yeah, maybe you need to start paying a little more attention. I mean, you know, things happen, but, you know, you miss both sets of signs, maybe you need to pay a little more attention. Or learn English. Maybe you can't speak English or read English, because at that point, nothing's going to help you. In case you're wondering, where the hell is he going? This is the quickest way to get from Greeley down to I-70. Take these county roads. That's I-76 we just went under. Anyone who's gone from Greeley area to go south to get down to I-70 or something, they know what I'm doing. That's I-76 beside us. We used to turn right up here and go down, but that road is closed, so we have to go further down. Yeah, we used to turn right up here, but you can't do that, at least not for now. And you know what? When they do open this, I may keep going the way I'm going now, because it seems to be easier anyway. See, it'll be closed until 12/19/2025. I don't know what they're doing down there, but yeah, I'm running a little bit of the middle of the road. If there's no oncoming traffic, I'll do that on this road. Yes, it is a truck route. A lot of trucks, a lot of the oil field trucks around here use it. A lot of the cattle trucks, grain haulers and such. And people like me who know this way. If you Google map it, it'll tell you to go this way. If you're going anywhere, you know, down toward I-70 or south. Anyway, getting back to what I was originally talking about. Yeah, I went to Cactus, then I came up here to Windsor, dropping hook, came back to the yard. Anyway, I said all that. bigger point is we all make mistakes. It's like I hear guys bust on Swift. Oh, here comes Swift again. Swift did this, Swift did that. You know how many trucks Swift has? Swift has thousands of trucks. Thousands. Okay. When I started driving, everybody made fun of Schneider and J.B. Hunt. And there was a couple other trucks, or a couple other companies, but really it was Schneider and J.B. Hunt. Why? Because they had so many trucks. Swift was around, but they kind of flew under the radar back then because you had Schneider and J.B. Hunt. Swift back then would only do 55 mile an hour. Schneider and J.B. Hunt also only 55 mile an hour. That was it. And I've talked about that before. And so because they had so many trucks, when you have that many trucks, my point is, when you have that many trucks, I'm sure you have an accident daily. One of your trucks out there somewhere is going to have an accident. And the fact that you hire students makes it even worse. Right? You're going to have a truck out there on a daily basis having some sort of accident or incident, whether it be their fault or not. It's just the law of averages. Right? You got 5,000-6,000 trucks out there. In any given time of the day or night, there's going to be an accident. It's just going to happen. I don't know what their insurance is. I'm sure it's pretty high because they hire students. We don't. I think you have to have at least 2 years experience here to go to work. I think. And even then, we're not perfect. You know? Everybody makes mistakes. But yeah, so like I say, a lot of people like to bust on Swift. Okay, I get it. They're low-hanging fruit. But again, when you have that many trucks on the road, there's always going to be somebody doing something stupid. Just can't help it. Western Express, I don't know what happened to Western Express, man. They went full ghetto mode. Right? I mean, they will hire anything breathing. And I know of at least 2 companies, flatbed companies, that their recruiters have told me, yeah, we won't hire a guy from Western Express. They just flat will not hire him. Doesn't matter if the guy had 20 years experience. If it was at 20 years at Western Express, they will not hire them. They just won't. You know, you can talk about Swift all you want, but yeah, they won't. Western Express is probably worse, I would imagine. Slow down, it's 25 through here, and I have seen cops work in this area. This is where you get your tickets, in the small towns. been crazy warm, man. We're in the middle of November, and I had the air conditioner on today in northern Colorado. Crazy. These are county roads, by the way. Now, we're going to get up here to a state highway, but this is a county road. So, you know, guys say, my road's pretty crappy. Yeah, it is a little crap. It's a county road. It's not a state or U.S. highway or anything. So, considering it's a county road, it's not too bad. This is where it kills your clock, right here. You know, taking these little back roads, but there's no other easier or faster way to get down to I-70 from Greeley. You know, you can run down 89 into Denver, but that's out of the way, and it's not any faster. Believe me, this is the quickest way, but it's still not quick. It's just the quickest. And then once you get down the Lyman on I-70, then you got to get on 287 and hope you don't run into a lot of deadheads between there and Eads, where I turn off and go east. Because 287, man, can just be a very annoying road in Colorado. It's not bad in Texas because it's 4-lane, but in Colorado, man, it's 2-lane. And there's a lot of freight. I mean, that's the main route between Dallas and Denver. And there's a lot of freight on that road going back and forth. Yeah, there's something making it. Either that or there's something rolling around in my side box. That could be it too. Could be something rolling around in my side box making that racket. I just thought about that. I notice when I make a left turn, I hear it worse. I wonder if there's. I'll have to check and see if there's something in my side box, in my right side box, that's heavy and that's loose. Now this is the state highway. It's not much better than the county road, but you know, for Colorado, it's not too bad. Colorado's not known for having the greatest roads in the world. I mean, they're not terrible, but they're not fantastic either. No shoulder on them. You get kind of spoiled living in Texas because just about every state highway in Texas has a shoulder on it. Now, the farm and ranch roads don't always have shoulders, but the state highways do, for the most part. Anybody out there remember McAllister Trucking? I think they were out of Midlothian, Texas, which is just south of DFW. They were a flatbed company. And they were also one that people made fun of, McAllister. I don't know why, but they were kind of a, they're just one of those companies people made fun of. And they didn't have fancy trucks. I mean, considering at that time most companies were running cab overs, they did have conventionals. They had the FLD 120 Freightliners. And they were just generic white trucks with McAllister on the side of them. But they got bought out by, I can't remember who, another big flatbed company. And I think they shut that yard down in Midlothian. I think. I haven't been through there in years. Got loads that come out of Ohio sometimes, which is pretty far east for us. We don't generally run that far east, but we do run some loads out of Ohio. I think when I worked here before, the furthest east we went was Illinois. We'd go to that Tyson IBP plant in Rochelle, Illinois. We'd do a drop-in up there and go to Cheyenne, Wyoming with it. That place is a cluster. That plant in Illinois. It is a cluster. I wouldn't mind going out there to Illinois or going out there to Ohio and picking something up and taking it, say, all the way to Salt Lake or something. That'd be cool. So much of what we do is just overnight stuff. Because we're OTR, but a lot of it's short haul stuff. But there again, like I said, I can still make 3,500, sometimes 4,000 miles a week. My first full week here, when I came back, I got 4,100 miles in because I did almost all drop and hook. This guy got some bright headlights. I don't think they're on bright. He just got bright headlights. Hold on, car, I'm making this turn. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Thank you for dimming your lights. Since I dimmed mine as soon as I saw you. You ever been making a tight right turn and you'll have a car coming down that street and they'll just keep coming at you? Like you're all up in their lane with the front of your truck. And they'll just keep coming at you till they come right up to the nose of your truck. And then they'll honk the horn. Honk. It's like, dude, do you not see what I'm doing here? And then they got to back up. It's like, bro, you're going to have to back up, bro. Don't know what to tell you. Well, we can sit here all day and block this intersection. It's whatever you got to do. But, yeah, I don't know how many times I've run into people do that. They'll run right up, and sometimes they'll even look like they speed up. And run right up to the nose of your truck and stop. It's like, okay, what did that do for you? Now you got to back up. Because I'm not. I don't know, I never understood that. Anyway, I guess I'll go ahead and end this video. My wife's about to get off work. She's working tonight. Give her a call, see what's up. Maybe I'll listen to a podcast or something. Thank God for podcasts and things like that. Back in my day, we just had to try to find a local radio station that played something that either we were marginally interested in or it at least kept you awake. Of course, at midnight, we all turned into Art Bell, right? Remember Art Bell, Coast to Coast AM? Yep. As soon as it hit midnight, we'd look for one of the big 50,000 watt AM stations, you know, and see if we could find Art Bell on the radio. Kind of missed those days, though. And of course, he'd have an interesting guest on. He'd and the station would start to fade out. Like, oh crap, come on, come back. I want to hear what he's got to say about an alien or Bigfoot or whatever they're talking about. Anyway, we'll have to do something on that old, some of the stuff we used to listen to on the radio back in the day before we got the internet. But I'll go ahead and end this video now. We're going to run down here to Bennett, Colorado, and get on I-70, run to Lyman, get on 287, run down to Eads, and then go east on, I forget that road, to Scott City, Kansas, and then turn south on 83 down to Garden City. Yeah. I appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, share, etc. Blah, blah, blah. We'll try to do a live stream ASAP. And we'll see you next time.